K. Flock sentenced. The fall of a Bronx drill star. K. Flock, born Kevin Perez, has finally faced the consequences of his actions. After being found guilty on 5 out of 6 federal charges, the Bronx drill rapper could spend 10 to 30 years in prison. While he avoided a murder conviction, which would have meant life behind bars, his sentencing on July 16, 2025, marks a turning point in his career and life. The charges and verdict. Flock was convicted of racketeering conspiracy, use of a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering. These charges stem from his alleged leadership in the Sevside/DOA gang, tied to multiple shootings in the Bronx between 2020 and 2022. The most notable incident was the December 16, 2021, fatal shooting of 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez outside a Harlem barbershop. The shooting, self-defense or gang violence. Flock's defense argued self-defense, claiming Hernandez was armed. Flock walked past the barbershop twice and waved Hernandez off 4 times before the shooting. Surveillance footage showed Flock never entered the barbershop or initiated the altercation. Prosecutors, however, framed it as a gang-related attack, alleging Flock used his music to intimidate rivals and glorify violence. The jury sided with the prosecution, convicting him after just 2 days of deliberation. Despite the guilty verdict, Flock avoided the murder charge, a major win for his legal team. In an Instagram post, he boasted, "I beat the top count murder charge. The judge was emotional. Now he's not forced to give me life." What's next? Federal sentencing, July 16, 2025. Experts predict 20 to 30 years due to RICO penalties. State murder charge, still pending, could add more prison time if convicted. Music career, likely on hold indefinitely. The trial's key moments. Cooperators testified. Vance Brockington and others detailed gang activities. Lyrics as evidence. Prosecutors used Flock's drill lyrics to paint him as violent. Defense pushback. Argued lyrics were artistic expression, not criminal evidence. Comparisons to other rappers. Flock's case mirrors other high-profile RICO trials. Sue Surf received 5 years for financial crimes, less severe than Flock's violent charges. Bobby Shmurda took a plea deal, served 6 years. Tekashi 6ix9ine cooperated, got reduced sentence. Flock's refusal to cooperate or take a plea deal likely contributed to his harsh conviction. The future for K. Flock. While his musical legacy in the drill scene remains, his freedom and career are in jeopardy. With sentencing looming, fans and critics alike are left wondering, will the state pursue the murder charge? Can he appeal the federal conviction? Will his music still resonate if he's locked away for decades? One thing is certain, K. Flock's story is far from over. Interview. However, Flock's case is seen as more severe due to the violent nature of the crimes he was involved in. While Surf's case was primarily focused on financial crimes and conspiracy, Flock's case involved multiple shootings and a murder, which could result in a much harsher sentence. Another comparison is the case of Bobby Shmurda, who was also indicted on RICO charges. Shmurda ultimately took a plea deal and served several years in prison before being released. Flock, on the other hand, chose to go to trial and was found guilty on most charges, which could result in a longer sentence. Defendants who take RICO cases to trial and lose often face the full force of the law, with judges imposing sentences at the higher end of the guidelines. Many have criticized Flock and others like him for using their music to brag about violent acts and intimidate rivals. Acting U.S. Attorney Matthew Podolsky, who prosecuted the case, stated that Flock instilled fear across the community with his violent actions and used his music to threaten rivals, brag about shootings, and taunt victims. Podolsky added that Flock's conviction marks an end to his cycle of violence and sends a strong message to others involved in gang activity. Flock's sentencing in July 2025 will mark the end of a long legal battle. While Flock managed to avoid a murder conviction, he still faces the possibility of spending 20 to 30 years in prison due to the other charges. But this isn't the first time he's been caught up in the system. His history of legal troubles has followed him for years. Legal struggles. Flock's rise to fame has been overshadowed by a series of legal troubles. His history with the law paints a picture of a young man deeply entangled in the criminal justice system, with charges ranging from gun possession to murder. Flock's legal troubles began long before the 2021 shooting that brought him into the national spotlight. As a teenager, Flock was already on law enforcement's radar for his alleged involvement in gang activity. He was associated with the Sevside/DOA gang, a Bronx-based group known for its violent clashes with rival gangs. Flock's music, which often referenced gang life and violence, further cemented his reputation as a figure tied to street activity. The incident that brought Flock into the national spotlight occurred on December 16, 2021. Flock was involved in the fatal shooting of 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez outside a Harlem barbershop. Surveillance footage captured the incident, which showed Flock walking past the barbershop with a female companion. Moments later, a confrontation erupted, and Hernandez was shot in the neck and back while attempting to flee. He later died from his injuries. The shooting sparked immediate controversy. Flock's defense team argued that the incident was an act of self-defense, claiming that Hernandez had approached Flock aggressively, leading to the confrontation. According to the defense, Flock feared for his life and acted in self-defense. However, prosecutors painted a different picture, alleging that the shooting was a gang-related attack. They pointed to Flock's ties to the Sevside/DOA gang and argued that the shooting was part of a broader pattern of violence. The surveillance footage played a key role in the case. It showed Flock walking past the barbershop with his face partially covered, suggesting that he was not initially looking for trouble. New footage contradicts police claims, revealing that the person identified as Flock never entered the barbershop or initiated the altercation. Instead, it appears that Hernandez saw him walking by and stepped outside to confront him. The prosecution argued that Flock's actions were premeditated, while the defense maintained that he acted in self-defense. However, online discussions have pointed out details that complicate the narrative. Some noted that the footage never showed Flock actually entering the barbershop, contradicting certain reports. Others recalled that he had allegedly posted on FaceTime about being on the ops block before passing by the barbershop, which could have drawn attention to him. The theory goes that Hernandez and others recognized his outfit and stepped out to confront him, leading to the fatal exchange. Music and social media as evidence. Flock's music and social media presence became a focal point in the investigation. Prosecutors argued that his lyrics and videos glorified violence and referenced specific crimes. For example, lyrics from his song, "Who Really Buggin'," were cited as evidence, with prosecutors claiming they alluded to a shooting. Flock's social media posts, including a FaceTime video he allegedly made before the shooting, were also used as evidence. The defense countered by arguing that Flock's music was merely artistic expression and not evidence of criminal behavior. They noted that many of the lyrics cited by prosecutors were written before the Hernandez shooting and could not be tied to specific crimes. Despite these arguments, Flock's music and social media presence played a significant role in shaping the narrative of the case. Impactful as it helped propel him to the forefront of the drill scene, his ability to work with other artists while maintaining his unique sound set him apart from his peers and contributed to his growing popularity. One of Flock's most notable tracks is PSA, released 3 years ago. The song currently sits at over 75 million views on YouTube and is widely regarded as one of the best samples in drill music. Fans have praised the track for its hard-hitting beats, clever lyrics, and Flock's signature aggressive delivery. PSA became an anthem in the drill scene, further solidifying Flock's status as one of the hottest artists out of the Bronx. The song's success demonstrated Flock's ability to create music that resonated with fans while staying true to his roots. Despite his rapid rise to fame, Flock's career was interrupted by legal troubles, which escalated in 2023 when he was named in a multi-defendant federal RICO indictment. While Flock's legal battles have overshadowed his music career, they have also added to his mystique and street credibility. Fans continue to support him, with many calling for his release and celebrating his contributions to the drill scene. Flock's impact on the New York drill scene cannot be overstated. His music, characterized by intelligent rhymes, catchy hooks, and hard-hitting beats, resonated with fans and helped define the sound of Bronx drill. Tracks like Being Honest, Shake It, and Is You Ready showcased his ability to tell stories through his music while maintaining authenticity. Flock's rise to fame also highlighted the growing influence of Bronx drill music, which had been overshadowed by the Brooklyn drill scene led by artists like Pop Smoke. While some compared Flock to Pop Smoke, who brought New York drill to international fame, others argued that Flock's influence was more localized. As one fan noted, Pop hit an international level of stardom. I don't think any drill rapper will reach that. While his future in the music industry remains uncertain, Flock's contributions to the drill scene have solidified his place as a significant figure in New York hip-hop. As one fan aptly put it, not Pop Smoke level, but definitely #1 in drill. While he may have been an even more successful artist had he not been sentenced, it's worth noting how people feel about his conviction and the legacy he leaves behind. Public reaction and legacy. Flock's legal troubles and subsequent statements after being found guilty on 5 out of 6 RICO charges have sparked a wide range of reactions from the public. After the verdict, Flock made several controversial statements that drew immediate backlash. He claimed he made the judge cry and posted "Kill all rats" on social media. These comments were seen as reckless and potentially damaging to his case, as they could be interpreted as witness intimidation. Many people criticized Flock for his lack of judgment, especially given the seriousness of his legal situation. One person put it simply, L___ said he made the judge cry like he still can't get life, highlighting the absurdity of Flock's boast. Another added, "Judge finna cry whilst dishing out 20, suggesting that Flock's comments could lead to a harsher sentence. A third user joked, "After that comment, the judge finna up it to 40. Double that for this little__." Flock's statement about "kill all rats" also drew sharp criticism. One person noted, "Kill all rats" is probably going to be considered witness intimidation come sentencing time. Flock's situation has drawn comparisons to other rappers who have faced similar legal troubles. One person referenced Shorty, a Florida rapper who made bold statements in court, saying, "This reminds me of the Florida rapper who asked the judge if people really call him, send him home Sammy, or some___ like that." Another added, "Send them home, S them, you Tom Bulk Shorty," highlighting the pattern of poor decision-making among young artists in legal trouble. These comparisons have led to broader discussions about the challenges faced by rappers who come from troubled backgrounds. One person noted, "These dudes still don't learn their lesson. Their ego is so delusional, got spared and still puffing out their chest." Another added, "Mans is coming out in 20 years thinking he won." These reactions reflect the frustration many feel about the cycle of violence and legal troubles in the hip-hop community. Flock's potential sentence of 20 to 40 years has also sparked strong reactions. One person expressed disbelief, saying, "This is why I'm not fit for street life. Man's out here talking about 30 years like it's 30 minutes. Another said, "I'm sorry, but I could never give up women for 30 years, let alone being able to eat what I want for someone else," emphasizing the personal sacrifices involved in a lengthy prison sentence. The debate over snitching also surfaced in the reactions. Some pointed out that Flock isn't just facing 30 years for himself, but is refusing to take a reduced sentence in exchange for cooperating. Others joked about whether they would have made the same choice, reflecting the moral dilemmas people see in his situation and the harsh realities of the criminal justice system. Flock's situation has also led to broader criticism of street life and the glorification of violence in hip-hop. One person commented, "Cautionary tale. Be yourself. Don't try to be a Flock." Another added, "These young dummies just don't learn." These reactions reflect the frustration many feel about the cycle of violence and legal troubles in the hip-hop community. Some pointed out the perceived hypocrisy in Flock's newfound religious beliefs, noting how he never spoke about faith while active in the streets, but turned to it once facing serious consequences. These reactions reflect the public's skepticism about his motivations and raise broader discussions about accountability and responsibility. Despite the backlash, some still support Flock, with a few expressing solidarity and admiration for his actions. While this perspective was less common than the criticism, his loyal fanbase continues to stand by him, showing the deep emotional connection many have to his music and story. Even among supporters, there's an acknowledgement of the challenges Flock faces. Many recognize the potential he had as an artist, with some pointing out that he could have become the new top figure in the drill scene. Others reflect on how he was on a hot streak just before being locked up. These sentiments highlight the tragedy of how his legal troubles have derailed his promising career. Flock's legacy is now a complex mix of musical talent and legal troubles. His rise to fame with hits like Being Honest, PSA, and Ops Spotter showcased his raw energy and storytelling ability, earning him a place in the New York drill scene. However, his legal troubles and controversial statements have overshadowed his musical achievements and raised questions about his future. Flock's potential sentence of 20 to 40 years means he will likely miss his prime years and face significant challenges rebuilding his life after release. Many have pointed out that even if he beats the murder case, he'll still face years behind bars. This reflects the harsh reality of Flock's situation and the obstacles he faces in